Hello everybody, and welcome to my little Philip Fracassi book haul unboxing. Going back in time a little bit, my first introduction to an author named Philip Fracassi, whom I've never heard of before, was this book right here, Boys in the Valley from Earthling Press. This was a Halloween book from Earthling Press, an author I'd never heard of before, named Philip Fracassi, and they offered this one up for sale. It was limited 500 copies, and I can't remember what Earthling sold it for, but it was an affordable price. And the book sounded very, very good. Boys in the Valley, it sounded good. I'd even heard some people compare it to The Exorcist, but it sounded good. Nothing sounded wrong with it, so I went ahead and bought it. And shortly thereafter, the author named Philip Fracassi and Boys in the Valley's Earthling edition exploded. A person that's very famous in the community might have mentioned it, and the demand for this book and this author went through the roof. So great, seemingly it couldn't have happened to a better guy. By the way, 19th edition has recently put up for sale a slipcase for this book, which I ordered. Very fancy looking, nice looking slipcase, and I'm excited to get that one in. Last I checked, they had a few left. If you're interested, hurry up and get it before you wish you would have gotten it. Now it's too late. Let me put this one back where it belongs because it's special. It's special to me. Fast forward a little bit from there. Earthling also offered a Philip Fracassi signed and limited edition of Gothic. It was limited much more. I think there were 250 copies of that available. I was lucky enough to mash them buttons and get one pre-ordered for myself. It hasn't come in yet, so unfortunately we're not here to talk about that one. But I got in the mail a few recently, relatively recently. I've sat on one of them for a little while. I don't know, doing other things. Got in the mail a few Philip Fracassi books, things, and that's what I'm going to show you here today. And in all honesty, I can't remember which one was which, but we'll see when we get there. This very first one, let's see who sent it to me. Who sent it to me? Fulfillment Center. Thank you, Fulfillment Center. They sent it to me, whoever that is. Let's open her up. You got to be smarter than the box. And sometimes unboxing ain't as easy as it sounds. Let's open this up and see what it is. This book here, this book confused me, and it confused a lot of others on the internet, because Zagava Press offered a signed and limited edition of this book called Don't Let Them Get You Down, up for sale maybe late last year, not too long ago. So a lot of folks ordered it. They may still have some available. Check it out. Don't miss that one. Zagava Press, signed and limited. Don't Let Them Get You Down. Philip Fracassi. Not too long ago, somebody posted a picture on the Facebook of this, and me and others and I, all of us, said, "It's out! Yay!" And they said, "Whoa, no, I bought this. It's a soft cover. I bought this from somebody else." And I think the link was to somebody called Lulu, and they were selling essentially print-on-demand soft cover copies of this book. Philip Fracassi himself, his own self, jumped in, chimed in, and said, "This is an old edition, old version of this book, and I recommend reading the newest version, the latest version, which has been very rewritten, has had a lot of work done to the one that's coming out soon, very different than this one, but I still wanted to get this one, so I went ahead and ordered it. It was very, very cheap. I think it was Lulu. It seems like it was less than 10 bucks for this trade paperback version of Don't Let Them Get You Down. And if it's still available and you have any interest at all in this, I recommend jumping on it because it was cheap, man. I think it might have been in the neighborhood of $5-6 plus shipping. So cheap, I couldn't even possibly convince myself not to buy it. So there it is. Don't Let Them Get You Down. Equator Books, Los Angeles. Equator Books of Los Angeles, California. And this one, what the, I don't understand all of it. It seemed like it was print on demand, but maybe not. It says it's a first printing of the book. So I'm glad to have it in hand. Glad to have it ready to put on my shelves. The Philip Fracassi collection is embarrassingly small. I have been negligent. While I have ordered the signed and limited hardcovers that I was able to order, we'll talk about that in a second, I've only got one on the shelf. What a goof. What an embarrassment. I'm ashamed, but I'm about to add more. So this has a price of $19.95. I didn't pay that for it. I want to say I paid maybe 10 bucks shipped for this particular copy right here. And glad to have it. It's going on the shelf. So here's another one. This one came directly from VJ Books. And this is proof of my negligence because the author in question, Philip Fracassi, has been selling softcover trade edition books on his own website that were signed for a while now. And don't tell anybody, but I didn't go buy any. But I was snooping around on VJ Books because they've got A Child Alone with Strangers available for pre-order, which is a forthcoming Philip Fracassi book. They've got signed copies available for pre-order. When I went on there to order those books and some other books by other authors, this one just, I put it in the cart and I bought it, and now it's here, and that's how that story went. So let's take a look and see what I bought. See if I bought the right thing, if I should have bought something else. I know there's other stuff I should have bought also, but nah, I screw up all the time, man. That ain't nothing. No big deal, dude. You should see me in real life. Put it, here's our box, wrapped in shrink wrap. Since we're doing an unboxing, the shrink wrap is taped inside the box. The box is not beat up, busted up, damaged up, or any kind of thing like that. What did we order? Can you tell? Let's take it out, get it open. What's holding me up? A piece of tape. And I don't want to blow my own horn, and I don't want to say I told you so, but toot toot, they wrapped it up good, and I got a little story novella of the Civil War called Shiloh. And now that I see this, I remember why I ordered it, because the story just sounded bad to the bone, and we do drink alone. So let's open this up. It should be signed. I think I bought a signed book, but like I said, I mess up all the time. So we'll see what I ordered. And if it's wrong, then I'll blame them, because I don't want to take the blame for it. But it looks so cool. This is a novella, and it is a novella length, small little book to go on the shelf. The story sounded cool, and the cover looks great. So who printed this thing? Let's see what it says. Independent Legions, www.independentlegions.com. So let's let's see our cover. And there's the back cover. So the artwork looks nice on this thing, including the bonus tale King Mob. Including the bonus tale King Mob. So we got some King Mob going on. What I want to see right now is a signature. I'm flipping and looking for a signature, but I don't see a signature. Maybe I passed it. I sure did. Dum da dum dum. Wait, that's supposed to be Tums. I skipped it. And this one of the neat things about buying from VJ Books is often, not always, you get a signature page that's tipped in. I couldn't think of that phrase for the life of me recently, but it's tipped in, where they'll send a sheet to an author. The author will sign a bunch of them. They get them back in, and they insert it into the book. Tip it in. Don't ask me how they do it. I don't know. I don't know how the magic's made. I don't know how the ice cream's made. I don't know how the strings are pulled behind the puppet show. All I know is it looks cool when you get it. And so here's my tipped in signature page. And they say this special edition has been signed by the author that happens to be named Philip Fracassi. Let me show you a little bit if there's There's a lot of dark pages. Let me show you what I can find in this little novella. It sure looks cool, man. It sure looks good. Glad to have it. And it makes me wonder, why didn't I buy Shiloh a long time ago when the cool people were talking about it and telling everybody else to go out and buy it? I didn't listen. I got it now, though. Flipping through, there's our author in his hoodie. Super 8. What else? Well, ain't nothing to it but to read it. I haven't read it, but I sure enough will. Terrific. Sounds good. Looks good. Nice signature. And VJ Books got it to me. So I got nothing to complain about there except the mess that I'm making. And finally, this is a book that confused the old man. Confused me. I thought something, and then I realized I was wrong, and then I pitched a fit and pouted, and I missed out. And somebody, a man with 4 names, stepped in the final hour and hooked a brother up. Hooked me up. A man with 4 names. You all may know him. You might, or you might not, love him. Stephen Dwayne Allison Jr. Ever hear of him? SDAJ, one night on the Jeff Words show, whatever he calls them, I can't remember. Every Monday night, he said something about, I got an extra one of these if anybody wants it. And I said, oh, me, I want one. And he sent me a price. The price was more than fair, and I took it. I had the shot, and I took it. Good. Let me tell you a little bit while I'm opening how the old man screwed up. There was, I think, Philip Fracassi, his own self, was talking about this book being available very soon in a signed and limited format. I think there was a link posted, and I think that link said something about a signed and limited hardcover version of this book, as well as a signed and limited softcover version of this book. Now, I somehow misunderstood. I don't know. I didn't know what was going on. I said, okay, I'm going to buy the hardcover. As soon as it's available, I'm going to jump on the buying machine. I'm going to buy it. And then one day I got a message, an email, a notice on Facebook. I got something that says, it's ready. Buy it. And I jumped on the link, and it said the hardcovers were all sold out. Instantly, I pulled up. All the hardcovers are gone. All that's left is soft covers. And I pouted, and I said, I don't want a soft cover. I'm going to find me a hardcover. And then I figured out, wait, there was only 50 of them hardcovers. I may never, ever see one. And if I do, I probably am not going to want to pay the price to buy it on the secondary market. So I realized I'd missed out, because by then the soft covers were all sold out. Oh, well, looks like your old friend messed up. And he does that sometimes. We've already established that. But like I said earlier, Stephen Dwayne, the man with 4 names, Stephen Dwayne Allison Jr. said, I got an extra one. And I accepted his offer of buying it before anybody else did, I reckon. And I bought it. He got it to me directly, very fastly. That's been a little while, and I just haven't opened it up yet, and I got no excuses why. We've already established I messed up. That book, if you haven't figured it out already, is Alter. Now, Stephen Dwayne Allison Jr., the man with 4 names, looks like is a taper, so I got some tape to figure out here, and I'm going to try to get all this tape out before too long and get the book opened up and see what she looked like inside. A lot of tape. A lot of tape. Rule number 1 about book unboxings is you can't unbox it off screen, right? So I got to figure this tape out. It's a good thing I got the Benchmade. The Benchmade's available, but I don't want to screw up my book at the same time. So you got to tame the beast, tame the blade, and get the book open without messing anything up. You hear that? Sometimes this stuff ain't easy. Ah, let's get it open. I'm feeling like I'm being a little bit cavalier with a book. but that's the way it goes. I'm not cutting it. The secret to cutting stuff without cutting the book is to cut the thing, but not the book. That's the secret, and I'm glad to pass on my secrets to those of you who will listen. You cut the thing you want to cut, but not the thing you don't want to cut. And if you do that, then you'll never cut the thing you don't want to cut. Easy. Why didn't you think of that? But anyway, here's the book in question that shows how dumb I am. It's called Alter. It's called Alter by the author Philip Fracassi. Anyway, let's don't pass this up. Let's look at the cover art. Look very closely. Don't it look cool? So you have, it looks like a child falling from the tee. You have a public swimming pool, seemingly, a heavy rain, umbrellas, a diving board, a lifeguard station, something like that. Looks pretty cool. We're almost getting an idea of what might be at play here. But let me go a little farther. This altar is supposed to be signed and numbered. And there were, and this is what made it, this is what happened. The hardcover copies were signed and limited to 50 copies. The softcover copies were signed and limited to 100 copies. And I just didn't understand what the limitations would be. So I said, I want the hardcover, so I'm not going to buy the softcover. And then I realized, by the time I realized that the hardcovers had already been long gone, sold out before I'd even had a chance to look for it, the softcover copies were sold out. And I missed a chance, but Heroes came through. I got a copy here and didn't pay too much for it. Got a fair, square deal. The right price. The price I like. Look at here. Interesting. Enter, no diving, shallow water. What else? Let's see if there's any other neat little tidbits in here. There we go. Some interior illustrations. Let's talk about stuff that really matters here. The book at hand, interior illustrations. It looks like there's a few of them. At least a few. And I want to make sure we look at them all. They look terrific. And I don't want to miss mentioning the illustrator for this book. Here we go. Anyway, I don't want to miss mentioning the illustrator for this book, because me being the artwork connoisseur, the master knower of all things artwork, just a dummy who likes to look at cool pictures, I've been hearing this name called Francois Valancourt. Been hearing this name an awful lot in the book world. And it seems like a lot of the books that I've been buying that have unbelievable cover illustrations and interior illustrations and things like that are done, or are artist or illustrated by Francois Valancourt. Seems to be a very nice fellow. He sent me a little message here or there, you know, nice guy. And it sounds like he has plans to be an illustrator a lot more. And all the best to Francois Valancourt, because I know one thing. If I buy a book that has that name attached to it, the art is going to be awesome. And this is no exception here. So I found several illustrations and we showed them to you. And wait, there's more. This artwork is what I expect when I see Francois Valancourt's name attached to something. And I might even be saying his name wrong. Excited because honestly, when I bought this, I don't think I knew that he was the illustrator or the artist, but I'm glad. To me, that name adds value to a book. A terrific author. It's got to be a terrific story. Limitation. In the book, I didn't mention the. I didn't mention the actual publisher. Silent Motorist Media, and hopefully we'll get some more cool stuff from Silent Motorist Media, and hopefully when they print some books that I want in the future, they'll make a few extra hardcovers, and I'll be able to get me one. That's the part that really matters, that I'll be able to get a hardcover. But hopefully they'll make enough so that a schmuck like me can get on quick enough and make the order, make the purchase, and get one coming in. That's all I ask. All I ask is what I want. That's all I want. I'll be happy if I get what I want. That's all. Anyway, thank you, Stephen Dwayne Allison Jr. Thank you, Philip Fracassi. Thank you, Francois Valancourt. Thank you, Silent Motorist Media. And most of all, thank you for watching my video. I can think of no more lies to tell at the moment, so I'm just going to say farewell and adieu to you. Say la vie, baby.